Hi, my name is Meg Daly, and I love Nancy Helland. I met Nancy about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and I frankly had never heard about space clearing. I was beginning to learn a little bit more about energy work, but it really intrigued me. And Nancy, I was fortunate enough to be in the audience when she gave one of her talks on space clearing. And I thought, I've got to get to know this lady. So I actually went up to her and I said, you've got to come to my home. And the reason being is I was involved in a very toxic marriage, and I just knew there was residual stuff that I was hanging on to. And I couldn't decide, do I stay in the home? Do I move on and sell it? So Nancy, I set up an appointment. So a few weeks later, she shows up, and jokingly I said, oh, you'll just be here for 30 minutes because, it's I'm sure it's very clear. Yeah, about 3.5 hours later, Nancy and I sat down at, when everything was done. And I was just blown away by her professionalism, her expertise, her compassion. Oh, I loved it. Ironically, when she walked around my home, and it was like clockwork. She stopped in the places where some really difficult things happened during my marriage. Maybe they were arguments, just not positive things happening. And she zeroed in on that like you would not believe. And she was able to clear it. It was just an amazing experience. And after the clearing, she said, now just let it all settle in, Meg. Don't do anything rash. Don't make any big decisions. And so I did. And ironically, about 2 months later, I fell in love. Now I am actually selling my home. I'm able to let go of that. So I feel like Nancy was really the doorway that, she opened the door for me to walk through into a new way of being in a new life by clearing the space, by clearing my home. And I'm so fortunate. Thank you, Nancy. You're the best.